preview season is as long as the actual season. It kind of sucks.
It does
to put in that much work and have it fly like this.
And this is why, we have a larger playoff. We should play more games. If you're against the larger playoff, this is rule number one. If you're an idiot, is more football. Everybody wins. I also think there's the whole thing of the NFL is a longer season now. The CFL has like a 20-week regular season. Woo, so if you want to get your student athletes prepped for the big leagues,
make them earn that NIL.
Bitch. Yeah, let's go.
Paying right? Millions. Add a couple games onto that.
All right.
Well, if we listen to certain people, as soon as your team takes a couple losses, you should hang it up anyway.
Oh yeah, that was the worst take of that was unbelievable.
Hey, Sam Houston's 0-7. They're still playing tonight. Damn it.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Keegan Shoemaker's still in there.
You're talking about Emmanuel Acho's comments about Caleb Williams should fucking they can still win the Pac-12 championship, but even
they
if
totally be in the
what is the
still.
message you're saying? First off, he collects NIL money from USC.
Acho went to Texas, right?
Yeah.
Front runners all day.
Typical Texas.
Couple losses, and who cares anymore? Right?
All right, let's ask this though: is there any point in any season where you think it's probably a smart move to sit?
No.
I
used Anthony Poindexter's situation. Anthony Poindexter is a guy that would have been a first round draft pick. He came back for his senior season. And then
blew his ACL.
He blew his ACL. Ended up being like a 6th, 7th round draft pick by I think the Browns, if memory serves me correct. He was out of the NFL in 2 or 3 years.
Something, yeah.
Right. And you could argue, he would have made a lot more money, but at the same time, he's also now the co-defensive coordinator of Penn State. It worked out for him. It still worked out for him.
I don't know if it worked out for him. He probably
he's going to get a head coaching gig.
$50 million he would have made in the meantime,
Maybe a meaningless bowl game they can sit out. But I still feel like when this person's 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, they would wish they could put on the helmet one more time and play a game.
100%. 100%. And like, this is where I disagree. Like life can hit you wherever the fuck you are. All right. Wherever the fuck you are,
you could get killed walking your doggy.
Yes. Yes. And like, to me, it's like, dude, the real thing about life is the connections you make with people. Look, I mean, we're doing this show, guys. All right.
I mean, definitely a comparable situation, millions of dollars at stake versus how it worked out for us. A bunch of fucking idiots drinking beer.
Dude, I was thinking about
tens of dollars at stake.
Dude, the other day I was walking my dog and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, God, I would give anything to go play a game of football right now. You know what I mean? Like I would give, like, if I could just wake up and it was 1996 or 98 or some shit, we could play a game of football. Just that's a perfect. I would literally pay like $10,000 for
we
that.
need that Rocky quote. Legs still working, back still working.
So no, I completely disagree. Like to me, I would and with the Poindexter thing is even if he went out early, I wouldn't have been complaining that he came out early. Yeah. But to quit on your team in the middle of the season when you've worked in the off season, you've battled with your teammates. That to me is 100% bitch move.
I'll tell you this. To each their own, right? Get your money, stop if you want. It's your fucking life, right? But I will say, a little bit of a bitch move, but at the same time, do your fucking thing. I don't fault him, and I don't even.
So wait, if Caleb Williams just said I'm done playing the season, you wouldn't fault him?
No, I would fault him. I guess I said that wrong. I would hold him in a lower regard for letting his teammates down and making it all about himself, but. At the same time, it's like, you only get one chance to make gazillions of fucking dollars.
Do you?
If you have that talent and it gets blown, yes. I mean,
I put it on you. I mean, fuck, Roger Staubach's a billionaire because of real estate, not because of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
it's also not like 30, 40 years ago where like an ACL injury and like your career is done. Like now, like what injury, like any injury you can come back from almost. I mean, come on.
I think it's a bitch move. I will say that, but at the same time, if someone did it, I'd be like, whatever, but.
No, ultimately, it's their choice. I mean,
it's a free country.
Still America.
I'm saying.
If that's his choice, then but in the meantime, a bunch of idiots like us can criticize it.
Yeah. Even worse though is to encourage someone else to be a bitch. I guess whatever. I think it should be that person's decision, and no one else should. Encourage them to be a little bitch like that. But if they want to protect their investment in themselves, then sure, whatever. Maybe there's a brotherhood that we don't understand.
But hold on here.
Of,
You could play this back the other way. What if he's out of the league in 4 years, Achilles Smith style, and you wish you would have got another year of USC $1 million? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. End of the day,
how long did Ryan Leaf last in the NFL? How long did Achilles Smith last in the NFL? How long did Christian Ponder? Like he probably lasted. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
well, you got to bet on yourself, you know, and so
bet on yourself to kick some college football ass. Michigan's got a scandal going on here. I don't know where you guys are at on this one, but what is his name again? Connor Stallions. This sounds like speaking of porn actors, Connor Stallion. Yeah, from Snellenberger to Stallion. John Stallion. No, Connor Stallion. Is what do you guys make of this scandal going on where he's making $55,000 a year? He went and scouted Ohio State and pinched 11 Big Ten schools, and then also the Georgia Bulldogs and the Oregon Ducks.
I'll take that job right now.
Yeah.
I'll take a pay cut right now to take that job and go watch college football across the country. Yeah. He's basically CBS or what's his name? Our campus tour guy, Michael Barker.
He's college football campus tour.
What if Michael Barker is low key, like the ultimate scout? He's a hired gun.
Well, that would be smarter than what this. Look, this guy might have been a part of the Navy, but he wasn't very smart in paying for all this on his Venmo. Yeah. But anyway, what do you make of Connor Stallion's NC Nick? You think better name than Lexington Steel?
Oh, it's up there, man. It's up there. I think Lexington Stallions would be the best name if we could combine the two. But to somebody in the chat said it seems like a witch hunt. Our guy Ryan Hasty. I kind of agree with that. It seems like they're NCAA is just looking for anything. To get on Harbaugh.
You see what Dion said? You see what Dion said?
No.
Dion said he goes, it's not like baseball where you're stealing signs. He's like, because if you're stealing a sign, and I know what a curve is, that changes it. He's like, in football, you could send the playbook to the opposing coach, and you got to stop it. He goes, when I was with the Niners and the Cowboys, he was like, they knew what we were doing with Emmitt Smith and Moose Johnson or Jerry Rice and whoever. And he's like,
but did they know exactly what they were doing? Like, if you know the exact play,
I'm just quoting him
is running. Yeah.
I'm just quoting him as saying, he goes, I don't put a lot of stock into it with football. He's like, everyone's looking for an edge.
Yeah.
And Urban said they flew someone around to follow Michigan, and now I don't know about recording signs, but I would imagine if you're flying someone around,
any off-campus recruiting is supposedly.
I think it probably. And then you saw
not recruiting. Scouting.
Brady Quinn was talking about it. Brady Quinn said the same thing. Like he goes,
"Oh, it's happening. Yeah, everyone's doing it."
I think teams have to have complex enough systems so people can't understand what your signs are. You got to switch it up. You got to send in plays via a substitute or something. You can't just keep on doing the same thing week in, week out because people are watching.
Well, and I want to say
There's
this:
billions of dollars at stake.
Matt Rule wants it to be the NFL where you have the headset for the quarterback and he can hear. I hate that. I don't want that. I like
Kobe wants a true field general.
Yeah, I like that element of strategy of like, hey, you got someone on your sidelines trying to break down the signs. I think it makes the game all much better. I don't want that to happen. USFL does that shit too, and it drives me crazy. I don't want us to hear the fucking play before the snap. I don't want any of that. No mics. Make your quarterback the offensive coordinator. I'm old school. Like back when Super Bowl III and shit was happening.
That's right.
Joe Namath was like, "No, I noticed they were doing this. I called the plays."
That's right. The coach is, he's there to advise. I'm here to call the plays.
I honestly, do you guys? I mean, look, I know I'm being funny, but I really think football is better when you have that element to it. Like you have someone trying to break down these. Sitting on the opposing team sidelines trying to break it down. You're holding up these signs and shit. I think it makes the game better.
It's a little cooler in an old school sense. I think the game could. I mean, did you see what Gallaudet's doing? The Deaf University in DC. They're putting the some technology where it's on their visor, on the front of their visor, and they're like getting like signals in, like visible signals. I mean, obviously you would think that's the future of football. Eventually, they're doing it now. I think that could be cool as shit. You're just like, the game is so like complex and you're getting signals as you go. That's also high tech and fun, but old school is also awesome in its own way. So, but regarding Michigan,
what would you rather have college football though? Would you rather have college football where you could just talk directly to your quarterback, or would you rather have it the way that it currently is?
Don't know that I care.
Really. I don't really care either. I kind of agree with Patty. I don't mind the new technology where you can do that.
I'll say this though. Some of these old school clips, of the NFL, I 100% like want an outdoor aesthetic and natural grass. Like that is, I'm realizing a large extent to what we tuned in to every Sunday is to see like people getting fucking filthy and battling the shit out of each other and it looking like a war, not like a fucking, you know, 2-hand touch football game.
Yeah.
It's important.
Domes are terrible. We know that. But what were you going to say about Michigan?
I think, you know, whatever. I think it's a little bit of a witch hunt still if they're fucking massively cheating. I was upset when the Patriots did it, so I can't say that I'm not upset when Harbaugh. I mean, I love Harbaugh. You know, I think he's great for the game. But look, if the motherfuckers are cheating and gaining an edge that other teams aren't, then yeah, they should be punished for that. But the
question would be like, if you put a microscope under all the other teams, are they doing that to that same level?
Here's the other thing that like strikes me is maybe I can't imagine Michigan being like, you know, the non-powers that be. Michigan is the winningest program in college football history. They are very much part of the powers that be, and the power brokers. But Ohio State, people are suggesting that like maybe Ohio State has more power. I know that when Ohio State like
more power to what are we talking
more
about?
like influence in terms of like making the microscope be on Michigan, you know?
And so that's my question. Like, how did Michigan get on the bad side of the NCAA? NCAA hasn't looked at Alabama or any of those.
Well, no, Harbaugh called them out over the past year. Harbaugh called them out. Next thing you know,
so they're just vindictive.
Yeah, he kind of punked them.
It's like Tarkanian. That's the best parallel. I think I said this on the last episode we did. Was like I see the parallel between that and Tarkanian, where they made it a point to fuck up Jerry Tarkanian shit when they knew damn well Rick Pitino at Kentucky and all the other schools that were doing this
far dirtier.
Yeah, or not even far dirtier, but on the same level. The same level, and it's like, oh, they're just gonna come down on Tarkanian,
the easier
because
target.
he called out the NCAA for being fucking crooks. Yeah,
I'll say this: the COVID year when Ohio State basically, who was it? Harbaugh, I want to say, called out Ohio State at the Big Ten meeting and was like, hey, you're on social media, your players are practicing, and it's not allowed right now. And Ryan Day's, we're gonna beat you by 100 fucking points. Nothing came of that. Nothing came of that. What happened? Michigan had a terrible year, maybe because they were abiding by the rules, and Ohio State went to the national championship. Okay, why was nothing made of that? That seems like
Ohio went to the national championship playing 4 games.
That's true. That's true too.
It's most ridiculous. That's when you saw the complete corruption of college football. It was like, wait a second. So the ACC, Big 12, and SEC played like 10, 11, 12 games, and we're putting in a team that played fucking 4 games or something, 5 games in the regular season. We're just gonna give them into the playoffs, even though
that season was hilarious because it was like, we don't give a shit. We're just gonna try to make the most money.
Yeah,
you know, we don't care about trying to explain our reasoning or anything.
We're not hiding shit here.